Hey there. I'm Sizer. I'm a boudoir photographer in Los Angeles, California, and welcome to my channel. The question I get asked more than any other question by far is, how did I get started as a boudoir photographer? So I decided to make this video so I can tell you. So in the year of 2021, I tried to hyper focus a bunch of different skills in order to see how proficient I could get in random skills in a month's time. So I tried sleight of hand, I tried competitive poker, and in March, I tried photography. I didn't start with boudoir photography. I started with just learning my camera. So I went outside and I just started playing around with the settings, trying to figure out the ISO and the shutter speed and the aperture and learning what all these things mean. Once I felt like I got a good handle on it, I started taking pictures outside. I started doing street shoots, and I would post those on social media. I was doing shoots of myself, I was shooting random buildings and statues and all kinds of stuff, just trying to practice and get good. Well, when I felt like I was ready to shoot with actual people, I asked one of my friends whether or not she could be my model. She said yes, and then we went out on a street shoot. So we just wandered the streets of downtown LA and we took photos. We went up onto a helipad. We had a good time, it was really fun. So I uploaded those photos on the social media, and then more of my friends reached out to me. One of my friends, who's a pole dancer, she reached out and said, hey, I'm taking this pole out of my room and I want to get some photos doing some pole dancing on it before I had to get rid of it, or before I had to take it out of that room. And so she asked if I could do that shoot for her, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? So we went and did that shoot, and to be honest with you, I actually didn't really like the pictures that came out of that shoot. I was very embarrassed, and I felt like I didn't really know what I was doing. So I didn't really like those pictures, but I showed them to her anyway, and she loved them. She thought they were amazing. She was like really like hyping me up, and she felt really good about them. She was like really like, you know, very like, oh my God, I didn't know I could look this good and stuff like that. And so like a couple of things happened to me. One, it felt really good to like kind of, I guess, be praised for that. Like it felt really good that somebody was saying, oh no, your photos are really good, that kind of thing. That felt really awesome. But more importantly, it felt really good to see how the photos affected her. It felt really good to see like how emotional she got from looking at those photos. And I didn't really think that people would be like that because I had no frame of reference. I hadn't been taking photos that long. So shortly after that shoot, I was talking to a coworker who happened to also be a photographer, a boudoir photographer. And he asked if I'd considered doing boudoir photography. And I told him I didn't really know anything about it and, you know, that kind of stuff. Like I wasn't really sure what that entails. And so he told me to look it up and check it out and see. He gave me some information. I went and looked up my own information on it. I started finding creators for it and stuff like that. So after I learned a bit more about it, I reached out to that same friend that I did the other shoot with, and I said, hey, do you want to try like a boudoir shoot, like an actual, like a full-fledged boudoir shoot? And she said, yeah, no, let's do that. I'm down. So we did that shoot, and it went fantastic. It was awesome. So after that shoot, I did another one with a roommate, and that also was a boudoir shoot. And during that shoot, she was giving me critiques and comments and stuff like that. And one of the ones that stuck with me was she told me that I was shooting too much in the male gaze, and she told me that I should try to learn more about shooting in the female gaze so that I could come out with some better pictures. So I said, all right, I'll do some research on it. And after that shoot, I did. I went and scoured the internet and got as much information as I could about the female gaze versus the male gaze, and how boudoir photographers tend to pose their clients versus how other photographers might pose theirs, stuff like that. I started learning a lot more about it, and I started to realize that I was getting more and more invested in boudoir photography just as a concept, and I was enjoying the way that people kind of reacted and felt when they get to see their pictures. Like it was an awesome, like, transformative point where people would say, like, tell me how they didn't feel good about the way that they look and stuff like that, but then after a photo shoot there's a lot more confidence to them and things like that, and it was just really awesome to be a part of. So I just kept on doing boudoir shoot after boudoir shoot, and yeah, eventually I decided, you know what, I want to do this like professionally. Like, I want to be really good at this. So I just invested a lot more time. And so I practiced more. I kept shooting. I started shooting with models. I started shooting with friends, and eventually started shooting with clients. And I made a business called Size Eyes Boudoir in September. And in July, I dissolved that business and started a new one, LLC, called Sizer Studio. And that's where I'm at now. So yeah, that's how I became a boudoir photographer. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments, and I can make videos answering some questions. If you like this video, please make sure to like it, comment, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. If you want to see my portfolios, you can check me out on Instagram. It's Sizer Studio. I also have a website, www.sizerstudio.com, and I've got another portfolio on there. So you guys can look at all my work. If you're interested in booking a photo shoot, you can inquire on my website as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.